Welcome back to Lexus Revival Garage. My name is Mark, and today, let's go buy a project car. And here behind me is the first project car for the channel. This is a 2001 Lexus ES300 Coach Edition. I am very excited to have the first project car for the channel. Full disclosure, if you watched my video I did that discussed what the channel was going to be about and that I had a project car lined up, well, that project car didn't exactly work out. It was a 1993 SC400. It was up in Tennessee, and the seller actually ended up selling it from underneath me. And I literally had the trailer hooked up onto the truck and ready to go get it when he texted and told me that it was no longer available. So, luckily, I had been doing some shopping around for the few days prior to that, and I found this Lexus ES300, as well as some others, but the seller of this car was very communicative, responded quickly, answered all the questions I had, and was able to make it happen. So let's go ahead and take a look at the car here. Like I mentioned before, this is a Coach Edition. So you can see here we're going to need to do a little bit of body work, it looks like, with the hood maybe. And missing a fog light there. I did notice the other side had its fog light. The seller of this car did say he started the process of lowering the car. However, as you know, the goal of the channel is to restore these cars to showroom quality as much as we possibly can, so we'll be reversing that. But luckily he did provide me with the original struts, so shouldn't be too terribly difficult. There's our coveted Coach Edition badge there. Just got the original wheels. Now this car does have a few things that will need to be addressed sooner rather than later. The county I live in Georgia, does require emissions testing. And he did indicate that it might need an O2 sensor, so we'll have to get that taken care of before I can actually get it registered here in the state of Georgia. So let's go ahead and take a look at the inside. This is black on black, which is kind of cool because I haven't had a black car in a long time. I always loved the frameless windows on these cars. I thought that was so cool. Let's take a look at the interior. Interior is in pretty good shape considering the age. It does have the original ES300 Coach floor mats. And you can tell it's a black car because it is hot in here. So everything looks pretty good. The wear on the seats is pretty minimal, all things considered. Have our moonroof. The radio has been swapped out for a more updated unit. I'm not sure what brand this is, and I'm not sure if it has CarPlay or anything like that or not either, so we'll be figuring that out as we go. I haven't spent hardly any time in this car. I didn't drive it back, and you'll see why. It is technically drivable. That mirror doesn't look OEM, does it? It is technically drivable, but yeah, I think it's in limp mode from what I can tell. So let's go ahead and fire it up, and we'll let you listen to the engine, and we'll talk about what I can immediately see that will need to be addressed. Let's listen to that beautiful 1MZ. On the clock, 186,040 miles. So we have less than 200,000 miles on this car. You can probably tell already it needs a new serpentine valve. So we'll have to take care of that. AC is blowing nice and cold. These vents kind of get loose over time, but hey, that's okay. Of course, these displays always go out on these cars from what I can tell, but the AC display is still working. Here we have our 4-speed automatic. Cigarette lighter and ashtray for all you smokers. Let's take a look here. Like I said, oh, we have some goodies. Like I said, I really hadn't looked in this car at all yet. But the cup holders, looks like we're missing a retaining piece on the right hand side. I did notice on the windshield that it had a Texas registration sticker from, geez, that's 2005, isn't it? I used to live in Texas, and that's a really old registration sticker. Oh my goodness. Let's pop the hood. Now there is a burning smell when this car is running. The seller thought it might be the transmission. I haven't verified that yet. However, it goes into gear, it drives, it's just in limp mode, it feels like. Hood struts are bad, as to be expected, but there's our 1MZ, and it looks like we need some valve cover gaskets. This engine does have a little bit of a whine. Let me figure out what that is. Looks like we need some coolant, don't we? Good old-fashioned cable-driven throttle body system. Look at this. Our Lexus logo has come off the engine cover. Take care of that. Really wish we had some new hood struts. These are original Toyota ones, so 1MZ FE. I love these engines. We need to do all the fluids. And yeah, I love these cars. I've never had one, and I always wanted one when I was a kid. That and the IS300 were the two that I really lusted after. Do some headlight conditioning, but that's to be expected. Let's go ahead and drop the hood here. Yeah, so definitely the hood has a looks like it's higher, not quite. The gap there is a little more on the passenger side than it is the driver's side. Overall, knock on wood, I don't really see anything disastrous on this car. Yeah. I mean, the interior With a quick vacuum and leather conditioning, this interior is going to look really good. So, same thing with the trunk. We got slightly larger gap there than we do on this other side, I think. Yep. Now it's showing the emergency brake is still on. And even when you take it off, it still displays that, so. Yeah, and I don't, there's that coil spring sound. Every time you hit a bump, it makes a pretty loud noise, so let's take care of that. Pull it in the garage here. There's the beautiful 05 LS that you've seen several times on the channel already. Something else I'm not going to have in this car are parking sensors, which I guess is okay. Alright, let's go ahead and plug in a scan tool and see what kind of codes we got. You know, I really didn't notice how low the car actually is until I go over here and compare it to the LS. It's pretty low. Not for much longer. Okay, looks like we've got two codes maybe. P1135 and P1155. Air fuel sensor, heater circuit response, air fuel sensor, same thing. All right, we will look into these, but in the meantime, I am actually going to go ahead and run over to my closest Toyota dealership. Maybe Lexus if I can make it there in time. I don't know. And I'm going to get some type 4 transmission fluid, because I want to go ahead and change transmission fluid to see what the fluid currently looks like, and that'll give me a better idea of whether or not the issue is with the transmission or not. And I'll probably go ahead and get a filter and strainer too, because you know, it's easier to do on these older Lexus and Toyota cars. Might be a good idea to go ahead and do an oil change. I mean, that's not going to hurt anything, right? Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and run and do those things, and you'll be seeing me perform these procedures on this car, and we're going to get this car to as close as like new condition as we can. I'm super excited. I hope you are too. If you enjoy these types of videos and you want to follow along with this project vehicle, go ahead and subscribe, and also comment down below what you think some common issues for the ES300 are. In doing a lot of research, like I said, I was focused on getting an SC400 because I had one within reach, and I actually was going to spend as much for that as I did for this. But like I said, the interior was really bad on that one. The more research I did, the more it sounded like him selling it underneath me, out from underneath me, was kind of a blessing in disguise. And since the ES is basically a 6-cylinder Camry underneath it all, I feel like this is probably the better vehicle for a first project car. So yeah, so go ahead and comment down below. What do you think the whining sound might be from the engine? At least it seems like it's from the engine, or at least accessory related. Perhaps the alternator or something else is going out. So yeah, just let me know what you think that might be. I'll go ahead and put a clip of that again, and we will see what that sounds like. It smells smoky in here. No signs of head gasket issues. These frameless doors are so cool, man. I love these cars. Let's turn the AC off. I don't think that's the engine. I think that's an accessory. I'm thinking the alternator might be going out. Or just loud. I don't know. But yeah, we will go ahead and start making some videos on this car and start restoring it back to the condition it deserves to be in. So I'm really pumped about this, and I hope you are too. Like I said, go ahead and smash that subscribe button if you want to see more content and how this car transforms over time. And yeah, we'll see you in the next video very shortly. I hope everybody has a great day and take care.